Get ready for the ultimate pyramid party. We're about to spill some mind-blowing secrets about these ancient wonders that'll make you go from wow to whoa. So, let's dive into the top surprises hidden beneath those majestic sands. And number one on our countdown is a game changer. The pyramids were naturally chilled out. Yep, it sounds too cool to be true, but believe it or not, ancient Egyptian engineers actually created an ancient form of air conditioning, using clever techniques that kept the pharaohs' tombs refreshingly cool even when the desert temperature was scorching outside. Mind blown yet? Let's keep going. So, how did they achieve this crazy temperature control? It turns out, these genius engineers utilized cutting-edge for ancient times techniques to let heat escape but trap cool air inside, a feat that keeps the Great Pyramid at a cozy 68 BF or 20 degrees C, no matter how blistering it gets outside in the Egyptian desert, where temps can soar up to 100 or even 110 degrees F. Talk about staying chill when it's scorching hot. These ancient Egyptians were total pros at regulating temperatures. Stay tuned for more fascinating facts because we're not done yet. Next up, what happens when you visit these incredible structures? Fast forward to ancient times. Around 2500 BC, these colossal structures were built. But here's the thing we still can't pinpoint: who exactly was behind this monumental feat, or all the juicy details surrounding their construction. Despite the mystery, the Great Pyramids have been leaving everyone in awe for over 4,500 years, not just in ancient civilizations but also today. It's no surprise they're among the top tourist hotspots globally, and while tourism brings much-needed cash for preservation, it also had some unintended consequences. Back in the day, tourists would climb all over these incredible structures or even take bits of them as souvenirs. Can you believe that was happening until the 80s and 90s? Let's dive into some major changes. Those wild days are way behind us now. Strict rules have been put into place to protect these ancient wonders. Break a rule and you might find yourself facing an Egyptian jail cell for up to 3 years. Talk about motivation to keep our hands off. Now, onto mind-boggling size. The Great Pyramids were built during a time when the tallest structures were probably trees or animals roaming free, not towering skyscrapers like the Burj Khalifa. But here's a surprising fact. Some consider the Great Pyramid as the world's first skyscraper. That's right, it stood at an incredible 146 meters tall, just shy of that 150-meter mark set by modern standards for what we classify as a skyscraper. Time's taken its toll. Today, the Great Pyramid stands at an impressive but slightly reduced 138 meters after losing 8 meters over the centuries. For a staggering 4,000 years, it held the title of Earth's tallest structure before another giant took its place. But what really puts the great into the Great Pyramid is not just its height. Consider this: it's made up of an astonishing 2.3 million blocks of solid stone, each weighing about 2.5 tons on average. That translates to a mind-boggling total weight of almost 5.75 million tons. Now, let's take things underground. What lies beneath these ancient giants often holds the most intrigue. And we're not just talking about buried treasures. Beneath Egypt's golden sands lies a secret world that's as fascinating as the pyramids above. You might have heard about the ancient canals connecting the Nile River to the pyramids, a pioneering feat of irrigation that dates back thousands of years. But did you know there's an even more impressive network down there? A series of tunnels crisscrossing beneath the pyramids, with many more still waiting to be discovered. Excavating these underground passageways is no easy task. Archaeologists have to tread carefully not to harm the pyramids themselves. It's a painstaking process that requires patience and precision. Some of these narrow tunnels are so cramped, only someone slender can squeeze through, making them a claustrophobe's worst nightmare. You might think that when European explorers first laid eyes on the Great Pyramids, they'd see a sea of camels. After all, Arabia and the Middle East were already famous for these desert-dwelling wonders, and camels were Egypt's go-to mode of transport back then. But here's the jaw-dropping truth: not even one camel was spotted in or around those ancient royal residences. The Great Pyramids themselves. It seemed that whether you were a commoner or a king, camels just weren't part of life at the pyramids. This mind-blowing discovery left early explorers scratching their heads and rethinking everything they thought they knew about this enigmatic land. But what really sets the Great Pyramids apart is their sheer scale and innovative design. This massive complex was a game changer in the ancient world. For over 2,000 years, these majestic structures held the title of the tallest buildings on the planet, standing at an astonishing 146 meters tall. But it's not just their height that makes them stand out, it's how they were built using around 2.3 million giant stone blocks, some weighing as much as 80 tons. The pyramid's architectural genius and mind-boggling construction left everyone in awe, cementing their status as the most impressive buildings the world had ever seen. One of history's greatest unsolved puzzles, the incredible engineering skills behind building these colossal structures without modern tech. Even the ancient Egyptians themselves were left scratching their heads, and later rulers attempted to replicate their grandeur but couldn't crack the code. The secrets of the pyramid's construction remain a mystery to this day, with many theories but no definitive answers. What's even more amazing is that despite the massive scale, every single block was cut and placed with jaw-dropping precision. Some joints are so tight, they're only 1/50th of an inch wide. You won't believe these staggering coincidences. The pyramid tips aren't just any ordinary alignments. They're perfectly pointed towards Thuban, the ancient North Star. But here's the mind-blowing part: the Thuban star wasn't even super bright back then, and we thought their astrological knowledge was pretty basic. So, how did the Egyptians manage to spot it and build not one, but multiple pyramids with such precise alignments? It's like they had an uncanny sense of direction. Some theories point to advanced astronomy skills, while others, well, let's just say they're out of this world. Think you know what the ancient Egyptian pyramids looked like? Think again. The Great Pyramid complex has undergone some serious transformations over the centuries. Sure, we've all seen how erosion took its toll, shaving off those iconic meters from their original height. But that's not all. In fact, these majestic structures used to be totally unrecognizable from what they are today. What really caught our attention was the vast amount of their original surface area that has been lost over time. It's time to shatter some ancient illusions and uncover the real story behind the pyramid's radical makeover. Get ready for some major pyramid surprises. First up, imagine these colossal structures shining like diamonds in the sunlight. Because, believe it or not, they actually did back in ancient times. A layer of gleaming white limestone covered their exteriors, reflecting the sun's rays and making them truly awe-inspiring. But over time, the limestone crumbled, leaving us with the more weathered pyramids we know today. And if you're wondering how some of that original sparkle remains, take a closer look at the Pyramid of Khufu. It still boasts an impressive chunk of limestone at its peak. Now, let's debunk another mind-blowing myth: ancient Egyptians didn't build their incredible pyramids using slave labor. Yeah, you heard that right. It's a common misconception fueled by Hollywood blockbusters and a general lack of knowledge about the past. But the truth is far more fascinating. Ancient Egypt was actually a complex society with a highly organized workforce and a clear social hierarchy. Ancient Egypt's secret to success: a society that truly shared the wealth, unlike what we often see portrayed. It wasn't just the pharaohs living large; ordinary Egyptians enjoyed a decent standard of living too. And when it came to building those iconic pyramids, Hollywood's chained slaves trope couldn't be further from the truth. The workers handpicked from across the empire were the Kuremi de la Kuremi, selected for their exceptional skills and expertise. They weren't just paid a fair wage, they were lavished with benefits that would make modern construction workers jealous. Think royal living quarters and a diet fit for royalty, complete with prime cuts of meat. Yep, you read that right. Ancient Egyptian construction workers lived large. Think the Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest pyramid out there. Think again. While it's indeed an incredible ancient wonder built about 4,500 years ago, it's not the oldest pyramid in the world. That title belongs to a lesser-known gem called the Pyramid of Zoser, or more accurately, the Step Pyramid of Sakakora. No, wait, I've got another one for you. The actual oldest pyramid we know of is the Pyramid of Djoser at Saqqara, but it's not even that one. It's actually the Pyramid of Jaws in Spain, built way back around 4,700 years ago, around 2,700 BC, a full 200 years before the Great Pyramid of Giza. This Spanish pyramid stands at an impressive 60 2.5 meters tall, making it significantly shorter than its Egyptian counterpart, but still a remarkable feat of ancient engineering and architecture. So who was Djoser, the pharaoh behind the world's oldest pyramid? Unfortunately, we can't say with certainty. There is no king by that name in recorded Egyptian history, so it seems our mysterious pyramid builder remains a mystery. But what we do know is that this ancient structure was built to serve as a final resting place for its ruler, likely from Egypt's 3rd dynasty. Take a closer look at the Pyramid of Giza, and you'll notice something unique. It's not your typical smooth pyramid, but rather a stepped one. This innovative design was an early experiment in pyramid building that would later influence the iconic pyramids we're familiar with today. And that's all for now.